Where do we go from here, Arsenal fans? We've been linked again with Bradley Barcola. We all know how the Vinny Jr. stuff ended. We all know how the Morgan Rogers stuff ended. And all the rivals, oh, you've been hijacked, your window shopping, you're doing all of this. Let me make one thing clear. We're going to assign some players. Whether they're going to be wavy, big up Bruno G, because he's excluded because he's here now. Whether they're going to be wavy and blockbusters, I don't know. But, you know, if you exclude Bruno G and Millie and everything, you do know we won the league with this squad in it. You know that in it. You know, as it stands, we can still retain the Prem. Do I want more? 100%. I want bet. I want star quality. I want Arteta to evolve, keep evolving in all aspects. I want the players to stay fit, and I want their form. But we're still the Premier League champions. We're mocked for not. We're mocked for showing ambition and trying to sign stars. Cool, run your bants, and all of you lot in the comments, people that run bants, make sure you're smashing the like button. We're mocked for not winning the Champions League on penalties. We're mocked for not signing players. Certain teams only beat us in the transfer market. It's A's to freeze. It's corner boys in the building. It is what it is. All of you lot getting giddy with your shiny new toys. Make sure you come get your Prem back. That's to all the 19 teams. Just come get your Prem back, man. That's all I will say. And we're going to crack on, people. Smash the like button if you haven't. DG Nation, one love. Now, Bruno G, for some reason, it ain't been announced yet. You'd imagine in the next 24 hours. Where I'm imagining, I'm just a fan. I don't know. But logically speaking, people, we're playing against Dortmund on Sunday. Obviously, we're led to even believe Bruno G is actually training and all of the stuff has been completed. The only thing missing is, you know, the holding the shirts, the announcement video, all of that kind of jazz, people. I believe Newcastle people are still talking about Bruno G. So we're going to start there, people. We got a decent amount to cover. Emotional Guimarães wanted to join Arsenal, says Wilson. Newcastle sporting director Ross Wilson says the club did not plan to sell Bruno G, but their very emotional captain wanted to join Arsenal. But when Arteta and Arsenal interested in you, you're going to get emotional, innit? Although Wilson said it was disappointing to see Guimarães go, he stressed the 28-year-old did not want to play here anymore. He said, what we had to weigh up was very respectful from Bruno with his behaviors towards us, which on a serious note, big him up. I know what he means to Newcastle. I know some Newcastle fans are probably in their feelings, but when the dust settles, you know, time is a healer. I've even forgiven Alexis Sanchez, people. And unfortunately, in life and relationships and women and definitely football, I would say the hottest loves have the coldest ends, people. I feel that way when you look at off the top of my head of Bamian. I feel Alexis Sanchez. There's many of Ashley Cole would probably be the first one. You broke my heart when you went Chelsea. Not really the same, but Thierry Henry to Barcelona. It is what it is in that regards, people. He then went on to say that doesn't mean he can go. That doesn't mean he can go, but it certainly plays a part in what our thinking is. When we hit a certain range of number, there's no part in saying it was part of our strategy and it was in our thinking this summer. It wasn't, but we've got to be flexible and react to things that happen. He then went on to say, you're dealing with very sophisticated. Sorry, he said, pardon me, Newcastle would have liked an even higher figure. Naturally, you're dealing with very sophisticated actors on each side. That's what negotiations look like. It's a fee that satisfies us. If you want to put a merchandise spin on it, it's the highest fee for a player in that position at that age, and all those things come into play. Is it a good deal for Newcastle? I believe so. I mean, logically speaking, there's sporting rights beyond the obvious to keep Bruno G, but 2 years left. You know, you had 100 million release clause a few years ago. I'm sure City tried to get him. Obviously, that didn't work out. You've been offered 70, 75, 80 odd million for a 28, 29-year-old with, 2 years left on his deal, which even if he stays at Newcastle, you're going to have to consider giving him a new contract and certain wages. When you can consider the sporting aspects, but away from the obvious, what we know about Bruno G, it makes sense to depart, people. So, yeah, people. I don't think he's wrong in that. Is it a good deal for Newcastle? I believe so, but Arsenal are getting a very special player and person. It's worked from a financial perspective for both sides. Fair enough, man. Thank you for him. Bruno G apparently his transfer has already allegedly been delayed. That's despite the Brazilian 28 allegedly already training with his new Gunners teammates, people. We've agreed a £75 million deal. I don't know what the holdup is, but it says, according to Dario AS, the holdup is due to bureaucratic issues, essentially the paperwork. So is that visas and all them kind of red tapes? I don't know, people. Naturally, sooner rather than later, we'd love to see it agreed. And, you know, well, we'd love to see it announced because he is a player, if that's the case, people. So big him up. Arsenal, I ain't going to lie, I ain't seen this guy yet, but it feels like the world is resetting. Shot to the next. If it wasn't, you know, they were the guys getting the Brazilians, the Douglas Luizes, the Williams, and many more before they obviously went off and doing what they're doing, people. Allegedly, Arsenal and Manchester United scouts have been closely watching Shakhtar Donetsk forward Koya Elas while Man City are set to meet friends of Fernandes, got nothing to do with us, people. Apparently, both our teams are watching him, according to The Sun. He scored a hat-trick on Monday in a 5-1 win over Krajovka, and is considered a top prospect just because he's Brazilian and he's gone to Ukraine, which used to be something that was the case. And I just assume he's attacking, he's got flair, he's got all of that. We probably have to do a scouting video, but if he is available for 35 million quid, why not, people? We're going to get into the Gabriel Jesus stuff, but temporarily, people, allegedly we're pivoting towards Ferran Torres, who's been aggressively linked with PSG owing to his contract situation and how he sees himself at Barcelona, people. He has played for Manchester City, so he's played in England before. He's 26 years of age. This article, according to court-offside journalist Mark Bros, has said, two separate sources told me that Arsenal have reached out to Torres' reps as well as asked to be kept informed on his movements this summer. Him and Ozjarabal, I could see Arteta signing them because they fit his system, if I'm honest, people. However, say it's more the case that Arsenal have internally discussed the former Manchester City forward and are keeping an eye on his situation from afar. Apparently, he's putting pressure on Barcelona's hierarchy, to which he said, Barca has to show me they want me. They can come and negotiate, and in the end, everything will be discussed. And he's been on quite the campaign since he scored the World Cup winning goal. I would be as well. He sounds like a philanthropist, like a guy that gives TED Talks. The team that's been aggressively linked with him the most would be PSG. This is said, allegedly, he'll play for PSG next season, barring a major surprise. The agreement is very close. Barcelona and PSG are already negotiating and trying to close the deal before next Wednesday. The operation could be done for about 50 million euros. And now where you look at Araujo going to Liverpool on loan and them looking after his wages, Barcelona are getting their finances in order, I guess, to facilitate the signing of Rodri, which is going to be a bloody good signing. And you know what, Barcelona fans, you man are spoiled, you know, because you've got all them great attackers, you've all them great midfielders, apologies. You've had Busquets, and I don't know where you lot stand with the Rodri Busquets debate. I would lean towards Busquets, but I think Rodri's got a case, not to mention everything he's won individually, collectively, what he's done at Villarreal, Atletico Madrid, Manchester City. Some of you lot on this channel, tried to fight me in the last 2 years when I've said Declan Rice is the second best six in the league. And it's not because I don't think he has a case. If you're talking about performance, clearly last season, and maybe the season before, he played better than Rodri. Rodri's had injuries, but I've said Rodri's still the best. I think, obviously, Rodri in his prime and his peak compared to what we've seen of Rodri prior to the World Cup, of course, that Rodri's a different kind of guy, but the World Cup, he reminded you, and, you know, Rodri's a bad signing, for as in bad, as in good for Barcelona. I tweeted it. I was like, I think Barcelona needed more than Real Madrid. I know Real Madrid, there's case of another midfielder and that special six, but Rodri's a level raiser, and you could almost guess. I know he's injured, but maybe there'll be rumors about Frankie de Jong departing, people. So yeah, it is what it is. We've also been linked with another quote unquote emerging talent, like an established emerging talent, if that makes sense. Arsenal, Man United again could go head to head in the transfer battle for Inter Milan powerhouse Piero Esposito. Sunsport can reveal the Premier League giants had scouts at Inter's pre-season derby with AC Milan in Perth to run the rule over the 21-year-old who is valued at 73 million. I mean, we've been linked with Julian Alvarez, so maybe we need a striker, and he stands at 6'3". I don't know, people. Sunsport understands Gunners coaches have been monitoring the Italian international for months, with Arteta is keen on adding more attacking options behind Gyökeres and Kai Havertz. It does look increasingly likely that Gabriel Jesus is going to depart, people. And on the topic of Gabriel Jesus, Romano has said that Jesus' new agent met with Napoli, as he also represents manager Massimiliano Allegri. Gabriel open to Serie A move. Arsenal only consider permanent exit, people. So, I mean, Jesus' days are numbered, if I'm brutally honest. It's sad. Now, I don't know the truth on this, but Arsenal attempted to re-enter race to sign PSG's Bradley Barcola. Liverpool have done all the groundwork, people, if I'm completely honest. Among the names being discussed most frequently is that of Paris Saint-Germain's Bradley Barcola, according to reports in The Independent. However, given the ground they have lost to Liverpool, negotiations are likely to prove particularly complicated for the London club, which could also struggle to meet the 150 million euros valuation of the winger. While this avenue has not yet been ruled out, other alternatives are also being considered. First and foremost, Julian Alvarez, who's particularly favoured by the Gunners board, but whose future appears to lie in Spain. And we've also been linked with Ndiaye. No chance on God's green earth, in my opinion, we hijack Liverpool for Bradley Barcola, people. But apparently we are interested in Julian Alvarez, Ndiaye, and Bradley Barcola. Of those names, and I'll throw in a Nico Williams, and an Antonio Nusa. Which one would you go for? Apparently Gabriel Jesus' agent has spoken, people, and he's insisted that he was not at Napoli's training ground to discuss a potential deal for Gabriel Jesus. Specifically, what has he said? I can't see any quotation marks. I came here today to visit him in terms of Allegri. He's working hard. He's happy with everything. He's always been a good opinion of this team and is satisfied with the work that's being done. I haven't spoken to Allegri about him in relation to Jesus. In my line of work, the ifs count for very little, not as much as they matter for you journalists. From my point of view, it's better to not talk about speculation. Fair play, man. And Jesus does need to move on. Arsenal holding interest in Ellie Junior Krupi. The Cherries, Bournemouth have issued a not for sale, and he's also out for 3 to 4 months. Some of you want Mika Götze. It seems like he's putting the finishing touches on going to Paris Saint-Germain. We've once again been linked with Juventus's Kenan and Yildiz people. Apparently, the London club will soon present a very high offer for the Turk. A few weeks ago, we made an attempt, and I keep saying Liverpool. Juventus responded with saying he's not for sale. That kind of correlates with what Ben Jacobs said in that Arsenal already made an approach for Kenan and Yildiz long before this Vinicius Junior saga. He's a player they appreciate, but given the new contract he signed recently, I'd be surprised if that transfer is possible, or if it's possible, it'd be astronomical money. Spare a thought for Louis Copley, who's actually done his ACL. If he was watching Arsenal against Betis, you would have seen he came off injured a matter of moments after coming on, so my heart bleeds for him. I'm not sure on the credibility of Ben Jacobs or if he's going to say anything we don't already know, but allegedly, Arsenal are looking to sign a left-sided attacker, really. They want 2 attackers, according to my information. Arsenal, between now and the end of the window, will look for that starting left winger and, in addition, a more central attacker. That's where the links with Julian Alvarez comes in. As of now, though, no movement. But Andrea Burton knows the player and Atletico Madrid. They've looked at Ndai. That was long before Morgan Rogers. They also, at that point, liked Anthony Gordon. It feels like Arsenal are back to the drawing board now. They'll be looking to make another statement signing after Bruno Guimarães. It wouldn't surprise me at all if 2 more attacking-minded players come through the door between now and the end of the window. What do we make of that? Do we have any optimism with that? Ethan Nwaneri still being linked with moves away. Leipzig are among the clubs interested in signing Nwaneri. Arsenal are yet to decide if they will sanction a sale, and another loan has not been ruled out. Arsenal not giving up hopes of signing principal target Ezri Konsa, but will have to do better than their original offer, believed to be little more than half of Aston Villa's 60 million valuation. It's thought the Villa squad are becoming increasingly resigned to Konsa's departure. Napoli have very strong interest in Gabriel Jesus, with the player open to the move. Arsenal only entertain proposals worth at least 20 million euros. So what's that, 17, 18 million quid? Mikel Arteta has been trying to strengthen the left flank. We've been linked with Bradley Barcola, who, according to this, is valued at 128 million. Julian Alvarez is our main target. According to the Times, is Gary Jacobs. We're stupid o'clock. We've been linked with Christian Romero, people. We all know that ain't happening. And apparently our number 6 has the Premier League trophy tatted on him. You'll fall in love. I know you will. Our number 6 is the king of Brazil. Corner boys. Ace we freeze. Fuck all the rival nicks, chatting shit and that. Like